us a little bit about the personality. I got the sense reading the book that it really depends on what kind of a person you are. If you were at a dinner party with Theodor Geisel with Dr. Seuss, you could either love it and have the greatest time in the world, or you could be totally annoyed. So tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about personality.
he was something of a he was something of a practical joker. He was at a dinner party once in the 30s, I believe, maybe even earlier than that, where it was an oyster dinner, and he purchased just a cheap rip-off fake pearl and hid it in an oyster to see what kind of hubbub this would cause at the party and who would try to claim ownership of this, whether the host who threw the party would try to claim ownership or the person who found it would. That was his idea of a great practical joke. He was a great party goer. He was the son of German brewers, and so happy hour was always on his menu. So their parties were very well lubricated that they would throw. He and both his first wife and his second wife were fantastic hosts. He usually left the real entertaining to his wife, and he would sort of preside at the table, but then always had the perfect remark or the perfect story to tell. He always said that children were so disappointed when they met him in person and he didn't have on baggy pants and a clown hat. They expected him to be Dr. Seuss all the time. Theodor Geisel's very different from Dr. Seuss. But the biggest difference, I think, is Theodor Geisel does all the work and Dr. Seuss gets all the credit on this. Seuss was very serious about his work for children and very serious about writing those books. But you would put him in, he went to a lot of events in California where he stood in long lines to shake hands with people that he put up with and would kind of disappear at these parties. And they once found him in the shoe section of a store. They were having a large event at a store. And he disappeared, and they found him later in the women's shoe section, changing all the prices around on the shoes. So yeah, it could be annoying. Another time he, hid himself at a party, and he and the woman he ended up, his second wife, they were braiding the rope on the drapes. So, he was a fun guest until he got bored, and then he was going to cause a little bit of havoc.
Yeah.